Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing my April TBR. So a couple of things before we start. Number one, April is of course very exciting because I will be participating and also be one of the team captains for Cassidy's readathon, which is called Realm of the Readathon, or Realmathon for short. So I am the co-ruler of Iskana with Jade, and our subgenre is polar fantasy. Not sure how much polar fantasy I'll actually read. Like, I'm gonna get a couple on hopefully, but I'm mostly going to just be reading what I want. And then number two is I do have a new board, but the new board isn't really finished. So, sorry. So yeah, it's just all black and white. Usually I have color coordinated spots, and if I land on the same color a couple of times, then I, add another spin and all of that, but that didn't happen. Didn't have enough time. It's a long string of events. I thought I would be here to like fix it all up last week, but then my grandparents, whose house I'm staying in, ended up getting COVID while I was away, and so I couldn't come back up to the house where the board was and everything, so it's really messy, but I wanted to have the TBR up when April started. So if you haven't joined, I will leave the link for the announcement video down below, and please do join Iskana because obviously you want to be on the best team, obviously. So let's get right into it. Let's see how many spins I have to do. 7. Okay, that's a good number. Spin number 1. A 10. So we're going to move the key up over here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A big book. So spin number 1 was a big book, over 500 pages, and I am quite pleased with this spot. I know a lot of people are afraid of big books. Me not so much, though there are a couple that I am definitely afraid of. But for this one, I will be reading Fool's Assassin by Realmathon, which is the first book in the Fitz and the Fool trilogy, which is the final series in the Realm of the Elderlings. So I think the live show for this is going to be mid-May, but I am so excited to get to it. I'm so excited to be back with Fitz again. The very first series follows Fitz, and he is young and he's left at the keep, and he is then raised by the stable master and eventually becomes the royal assassin. And he has a tough life, and we have followed him a couple of times now, and I'm so excited and very nervous to get to this series. So I'm very excited. So big book, Fool's Assassin by Realmathon. Also forgot to mention that I will be participating in the magical readathon hosted by G from Book Roast, and I'm going to try and do all of the prompts, but that's probably not going to happen. But I think Fool's Assassin works for the prompt of healers. I can't remember which class that is, or I will put all of this like on the screen, what class it counts for. Spin number 2. Another 10. Well, that's not a good start to this new board, is it? Move the token up. And then 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So then spin number 2 was SCRIBD. So obviously I just go on SCRIBD and pick a book, and this actually works again really well for Realmathon because the Polar Bear Explorers Club, which is a polar fantasy, is on that, and I'm hoping to read the second and third book in that. Those are kind of the only 2 polar fantasies that I really want to get to, but both of them are on SCRIBD. I read the first one for the first Polarathon. It follows a young girl, and she really wants to be an explorer, but girls aren't supposed to, and she eventually worms her way into the Explorers Club and then goes off on an adventure. And as I said, it is polar fantasy, it's very wintry settings, and there is like winter magic in it and everything. So it definitely counts, and I'm very excited to continue the series. It was really cute and whimsical, the first one. So let's see, hopefully I'll enjoy the next one. And again, I think this counts for a magical readathon prompt, but again, I can't really remember. Spin number 3. A 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. An adult book. So then we have an adult book, and this can be any genre or anything like that, as long as it is categorized as adult. And for this one, I'm going to reread A Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. Ever since I read Gallant, I have really wanted to reread any Schwab really, but specifically the Shades of Magic. I reread it every year, and usually I do it more like summer months, but I really want to reread it right now, and so I'm gonna do it. So I'm hopefully gonna read the entire series because I can read them pretty quick, so it'd be, you know, just like a good few books down for some points. But Shades of Magic, it follows Kel. He is an Antari. He can travel through the different Londons. So there is Grey London, which is our London, Red London, which is full of magic, White London, which is slowly dying, and Black London, which is dead. And Kel kind of runs this little bit of a side business where he smuggles objects between the different Londons, and then one day he smuggles something he shouldn't, and he sets off a chain reaction. And I love this series so freaking much. So again, I'm so excited to reread. And again, I think I can squeeze this in for our magical readathon prompt. Spin number 4. That was a very weak spin, I'm sorry. That's a 3. 1, 2, 3. Set in a fictional world. So that's a boat space. Here. Spin number 4 was set in a fictional world, and for this I'm going to go with The Bone Ship's Wake by R.J. Barker. This is the third book in the Tide Child. I can never say it. This is the third book in the Tide Child trilogy, and I'm reading this for Cassidy's book club, which is the Backlist book club. I'm one of the co-hosts, and yeah, we're reading the series. I didn't really like the first one much. I'm only starting the second one today, and I'm intrigued where the series will go, but also I don't care that much. It follows our main character, and he is on this magical ship made from the bones of dragons, and then a dragon is spotted, and they are going after it because whoever gets this dragon will win this ongoing war between these two nations. So yeah, this is the final book, so I need to read it in April. Spin number 5. Another 3. I do not like all these repeated numbers. It's making me very afraid. So 1, 2, 3. Lowest rated. Oh, that's great. So I went and looked for lowest rated. I'll put a picture up on the screen, but my first lowest rated is The Wise and the Wicked by Rebecca Potus, which I have actually never been able to get access to that, so I'm not going to read that, but I will read the next one down because I checked SCRIBD and it was there, and that is Vampires Never Get Old. I don't actually have many books that are like really lowly rated, and I'm surprised that this one is so lowly rated, I guess. But this is Vampires Never Get Old, which is a short story collection, which actually really works because it wasn't part of the plan that I wanted. This one, like, I had like a TBR already before I did my TBR that I wanted to try and squeeze the prompts into, because I was like, these are the books that I'm really feeling right now and that I think could get me some good points. And like, this one was not on this list, but it does actually fit for a prompt for Magical Readathon. I am trying to read all 14 prompts. Essays are the short story collection. I actually didn't have a book for that I was already planning to read, so if I wanted to do all 14, I was going to have to try and find something anyway, and the audiobook is on SCRIBD. So I will just put that on someday. It's pretty short, I'm pretty sure. Spin number 6. No! Okay, added another spin. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, Mystery or Thriller. It actually works really well because of Realmathon. Then we have a mystery or a thriller, and for this one I'm actually not going to choose one because I have 2 different ones that could work for this that I'm thinking of using. So either No Exit by Taylor Adams or The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. So both of these are listed as Cassidy fave. I'm not sure which one I'll read. Maybe I'll read both, but both of them are mystery thrillers, so I'll read one of them and that'll count for that. I don't really know the details of any of them. The Last Time I Lied, I think that one involves a camp. Like, she went to this camp however many years earlier, and her 3 friends got murdered, and she gets invited back as an art teacher maybe, and she's trying to figure out what happened. But again, that could be a different Riley Sager book. And then No Exit is set in like an isolated setting. It is snowy. It's not polar fantasy though. They're snowed in, and our main character, I think, like leaves and finds a child like trapped in a van, and it's like one of these people in this room is very dangerous. So I don't know which one I'll read. As I said, maybe both, maybe none, and also whichever one I read will also count for the set on Earth prompt for the Magical Readathon. Again, don't know which class that is. Spin number 7, what was supposed to be my final spin. That's a 1. Okay, we can no longer rotate the board because I got rid of the old board. So yeah, so it's just 1. And that's a horror. Oh no. The next prompt was a horror book, which if you heard in that clip, I was like, no, that does not suit me whatsoever. But then I realized that's actually a complete lie because I actually have a horror on my physical TBR, which is Near the Bone by Christina Henry. And again, I technically think you could stretch this for polar fantasy because I think it might be a fantastical horror. I mean, it looks like there's a really weird creature, which a creature like this does not exist in the real world. So, fantasy. It is snowy. Polar fantasy. I'll see. If I'm desperate, I might stretch it. Once I read the book, I'll see whether I can count it or not. Also, this is actually only like 350 pages, which is not bad. And I think I might be able to get this for a Cassidy fave as well, because I think she said anything over a 4-star counts for her, and I think she might have given this 5-star. I have read one Christina Henry. I read Lost Boy. I love that. I gave that 5 stars. And hopefully I will enjoy this one too, because a lot of people seem to really love this. I don't really know what it's about. I think 2 of them. So the 2 of them, they live alone on the top of this wood. 3 strangers appear and weird stuff starts happening, I'm gonna guess. Anyway, I'm excited to try this. You know, try something new. Final spin, and we cannot land on a 10, I believe is the only number that we can't. And that's 2, that's fine. 1, 2, and that is a blank. So please ignore the change of clothes. It's a day later because I was on sprints yesterday when I filmed the video and I didn't film the last clip and then I never went back to film it. So the very last prompt was blank, and so for blank, I have all of the books on my physical TBR. I'm thinking of adding like library books in here because like it's fairly empty. I have all of my physical TBR, not including sequels. So like I have like Jade City in there, but I don't have Jade War in there because there's no point. So we'll pick 2 out. Okay, so 1, Wicked As You Wish by Rinch Pecco. Actually, I only just bought that, so. Yes. Okay, I was hoping for this one. This one better win, or I'm gonna lose it. The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. I'm supposed to buddy read this with Lizzie, and I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to buddy read it with Lizzie. So it would be very handy if this one got chosen. So, what will we do? So we'll go Lost Hero red and Wicked As You Wish black, right? Red. Did I say Lost Hero? Oh no, I can't remember. Oh, I'm gonna have to go rewatch the clip. I think I said red for Lost Hero, didn't I? I'm gonna go check. Yes, so I did say Lost Hero red. So that really works out for me. Thank you. Thank you, TBR. So I don't actually have that with me. It's at home. I bought the box set last week and me and Lizzie decided to buddy read the first one. So yeah. So that is the final book officially on my TBR. But I'm me. I'm over ambitious. I'm not going to do all of these books, but we'll just run through. We'll just run through everything I would love to do, but it's not happening. So, big book, Fool's Assassin. SCRIBD, Polar Bear Explorers Club 2. Number 3 was Adult, which we're doing A Dark Shade of Magic. Then, set in a fictional world, we're doing The Bone Ship Wakes. Then, for Mystery or Thriller, we're doing either No Exit or The Last Time I Lied. For horror, we're doing Near the Bone. Wrong book I'm choosing there. Horror, we're doing Near the Bone. Lowest rated is Vampires Never Get Old. Blank is Lost Hero. Oh, the Lost Hero can also work for mythology for our magical readathon prompt. So that's good. The other books I would like to get to, but mightn't be very possible because like it's already a big stack. I mean, I know it doesn't look big right now because I'm not holding them all, but it's a pretty big stack. But I would love to get to this 3rd Polar Bear Explorers Club, you know, get another polar fantasy on there. Then Bryony and Roses by T. Kingfisher. That one would probably be the first to go when I inevitably cannot keep up with my TBR. But it is actually only like a 3-hour audiobook and it's on SCRIBD. And again, another polar fantasy. Then I would love to get to Malice by John Gwynne because it is a Cassidy fave and it's like a military fantasy and all of that. But again, it is chunky, so like that is not happening. But also, it would also fit for the intimidating prompt of Magical Readathon. So yeah. Then I would also love to get to Trader's Blade, which like it isn't a military fantasy, but main characters don't like the military, which means I can stretch the military because I have the ability to stretch so well. So, and this would also work for Magical Readathon for top of my TBR reason. Like I was just scrolling through SCRIBD and I saw the audiobook for One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid was there, and I was like, I kind of want to read that. I know that, and that will work for romance prompts in Realmathon and also in the magic book featuring romance prompt for that. And I think there's a movie or a TV show coming out of it, so we'll see. It's getting real insane now. Then I would like to read A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. Yes, I don't have the first book in these editions. It's very sad. And that has shadow in the name. Again, another Magical Readathon prompt. And then I would also like to read A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. Which, so like it's supposed to be a light source. Which I will say, there is definitely some covers of A Conjuring of Light that have like fire on it, I'm pretty sure. There's definitely one. So it totally counts. But also the name is literally A Conjuring of Light. Like light is in the title. And also like literally the name of the class, like, Conjuring Light. So I think you should be allowed to stretch it because like it's basically the same name. I don't have anything for set in the future. So that'll be like the first prompt that I like don't do probably. I also don't have anything for under 100 pages, but like I'll find something. I get that one under 100 pages. I might read the second Narwhal book, which we're not going to talk about that. If you watch my Polarthon reading vlog, I read the Narwhal book because I was struggling. I might read the second Narwhal book. And also, last book, I also have to return this to the library, the audiobook, in the middle of April. So plus Fool's Assassin, plus The Lost Hero, plus Polar Bear Explorers Club, plus so many other ones. Am I unhinged? Yes. Also, in case you didn't know, I have exams the first 2 weeks of May. So I'm going to be spending most of April studying. So I don't know how I expect to do this. And yet I do. I mean, here's the thing, is I can literally read each of these in a day each. Like, Dark Shade of Magic, a day. Gathering of Shadows, a day. Like, but everything else, those are problems. Ambitious, perhaps. Yeah, I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to get to all of these. But I do want to give it a go, you know? I am. And it's not even actually far prompts, really. Like, yeah, a couple of these are, like, I probably wouldn't put Malice on there or, like, a couple of others. Except for the fact, like, they're Cassidy faves. But, like, most of these are books that I just, like, really want to read right now. And so I just put them all on. And I'm like, you cannot read all of these right now. But yeah, I'm setting myself up for failure. But you know what? I'm okay with it. Tell me what your TBR looks like. Hopefully more reasonable than this. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.